Hey there. Looks like we're live. Good morning. Hey, getting a little, getting started a little early just to try to get my tech stuff together here. So bear with me. And I don't even know if I got audio yet. So I'm confirming that right now. And or if the audio sucks. Sometimes it does. I'm trying a new microphone today. Do, do, do. Sometimes it does. I'm trying a new microphone today. Hey, it actually ain't so bad. Hey, David, how you doing? All right. Yeah, the mic I tried to use last time was kind of
Sometimes it does. I'm trying a new microphone. Okay.
Yeah,
It actually ain't so bad. Hey David, how you doing? All right. Yeah, the mic I
okay. Seems to be working okay. Actually sounded halfway decent today. I changed. Actually, I think I don't know if I used this mic before or not, but I changed the settings around and it kind of like too much. It was kind of like distorting a little bit, so I tried a different setting on it. Seems to be working a little better. So I'm getting myself live on Panfish Guy on Facebook too. Just making sure. All right. I think we're live on Panfish Guy. Hello. Yep. Okay. Had a text getting away. So anyway, don't mind the palm of my hand here. I'm just doing something a little different with the. Yeah, that's better. Instead of looking up at me, you're kind of looking straight at me on the thing. I got you set up on a box there. So gonna try not to talk with my hands today too. But anyway, no, we're just hanging out for a minute, getting ready to go. And how's everybody's world doing, David? Uh, Dave, you and I got to get together on that Kincaid thing too. I don't know. I've heard it's a good winter bite down there, but I don't know if that what you were talking about, the drop shot thing, is a thing this time of year or not. But I would definitely want to try that out because I'm uh, need to get to know some other lakes around here besides Brand and some of the little places that I fish at too. So, oh, David, what are we gonna do with you, man? We got to get you out fishing. You can social distance while you're fishing, right? So that's kind of my strategy anyway. Um, so anyway, no, we're just getting ourselves together here. Who's on Facebook? I'm not seeing who's on Facebook there. So give me a shout so I know who it is. Usually, sometimes there's like a little icon up there, but I'm not seeing one today. Facebook probably changed something or something, but usually I can click on those icons and it'll let you. Like, dust bunny flying around. Um, Buddy needs to dust down here. Anyway, now usually there's a little icon I can click on it and see who it is, but it's not there. I got 2 on Facebook. Who's on YouTube? Ron, who's on Facebook? Oh, I see an icon there. Who is it? Heather. Hey, how you doing? So, how's life in North Dakota treating you? Or north or south? Oh, took off. What happened? Changed your mind. Okay. All right. Go on Brush Pile Fishing's YouTube channel. Look for the Kincaid Lake episode. I think I've seen one, but I want to say they were doing something else. Maybe I missed one. He might have done another episode. So I know he likes to fish with Kyle quite a bit. So he's filmed several things with him. I think so. I'll have to check that out though, Dave. But yeah, I've heard Kincaid's got a good winter bite. I've seen some guys haul in some just like massive limits of fish from down there last year. So over the winter. So I want to check that out. But in general, I need to get familiar with Kincaid and Carlisle. I'm familiar enough with Carlisle, but I just suck at fishing there. So I gotta get over that. But hopefully the bigger boat and the addition of live scope helps out with that. So we shall see. But anyway, I was killing time till top of the hour, and like we're 2 after, so I guess we'll get started. Got some notes here. Anybody that's on YouTube, give me a shout in the chat so I'm there. Somebody else went live on Facebook. I always get those mixed up for some reason. But anyway, so we'll get started here. So thanks for joining us for coffee and fishing chat. That's good. You hauled them in, I hope. I know the crankbait thing wasn't quite working out for you with the with all the boats and stuff, but hopefully you killed them on that tree. So anyway, what was I saying? Where was I at? Where are we? What day is it? They're all kind of running together right now. So what are we up to today? Just wanted to get on and talk some fishing and coffee and kill some time this morning. I get to work later on. I'm doing an overtime season, so scheduled myself for 4 hours of work later. So got to wander in the other room and log on to the computer. But what I've been up to is I don't know if those who caught it or not, but I bought a live scope system a while back. Oh, yeah, one of those. I tried that at Ren Lake too, Dave. I beat up my prop a little bit, but it's still functional, but I need to get a new one. And I wasn't even going fast. I was just putting through some stumps and kind of chop some wood on hit the top of some stumps and beat it up. So it's a little wobbly when you're going slow. It's fine when you speed up, but yeah, haven't gone there just yet. Spent a lot of time down at Reelfoot, trying to do that too, and yeah, didn't really do much with the lower unit. I've dinged up that prop pretty good though, so I know the feeling on that. But anyway, so I bought myself a live scope about a month ago, and I trying to get myself familiar with the ins and outs of it. So um, when I when I bought it initially, the uh, he had it all set up with the pole and the battery system and all that, and it took a few days to hook it up and kind of got it where I thought I'd be good, and then I was actually, like I said, I'm just trying to learn it, and know, I can definitely see the advantages of actually being able to see fish where they are on the brush pile, and dropping bait to kind of get up in their face, So it's good stuff, but I'm still not maybe quite seeing like the whole here. I'll drop this right in front of this fish, and he's gonna grab it. I'm gonna get that, see that bite on the scope and drag that fish out of the water. Still kind of a feel thing for me. So, and I guess that's what it is. But uh, trying to learn it, and trying to I've got a perspective mount for it, so I'm playing with that. I actually meant to yesterday when I was out, but it didn't work out, and we went elsewhere. But I want to try out that, see what that perspective view looks like on the live scope, and or see what the possibilities are for utilizing that. Who's on? Who's on? Somebody just logged on to YouTube. Oh, Rick Long. Yeah. Hey, Rick, how you doing? Uh, but I'm trying to get a feel for how the live scope works, and and or that perspective mode, and if that's going to be useful for spider rigging. That's It came with the thing, and it was a used setup, and I got a good deal on it, so might as well try to utilize it, right? So, but so far the forward view is good. You just you can't, if you're spider rigging with 8 poles, though, you can't see all your baits, right? So you got to have a different view to be able to see. But I'm more concerned about being able to see out ahead of you as to what kind of structure you got, what kind of where the fish are hanging. You can kind of chase the water. If the wind is not blowing crazy, you can kind of chase down the fish, right? If you got schools of fish working ahead of you or what have you. So uh, I'm I'm excited to check that out and see where it goes. Yeah, may decide it's just a bunch of fooey and didn't really need to buy it, but like I said, I got a deal, right? So, but it is useful for brush piles for sure. Sure stumps will come into play, and I've got a couple locations I want to get to. Well, I know that icon. That's Lori Jones. How you doing, Lori? Give me a shout, will you? But anyway, I'm trying to get the feel for that and just get familiar enough with it to actually not just be playing electronics and fishing too, right? So it's a delicate balance, right? So anyway, working on that, and then I kind of in the ins and outs thing though is like, so I you had the whole battery set up, and basically the system came with a 5 amp hour, 2 5 amp hour tool batteries. The system was designed to work off of a switch with a tool battery thing, so you're not actually running off your cranking battery. You're running on just those tool batteries, and it's independent of the rest of the boat, right? So um, I set that up, and like, hey, that's cool. I got it all working. Everything looked good. And then I got out on the lake last Saturday, and about 4 hours in, and my batteries on there are 5 amp hour batteries. So once they drop down to about 9 volts or so, they're 20 20 amp batteries, but once they, or 20-volt batteries, once they drop down to like 9 volts or so, the system shuts off. So I have 2 of them, which should hypothetically get me through an entire day. But apparently, I thought that I had a battery issue because when I went to plug in my second battery last Saturday after the first one died, which was expected. The the there's no power. The battery's like totally dead. Like, it kind of looked weird when I put it on the charger, and it never really got charged. Y'all ready for Christmas, Lori? Got all my presents bought, right? Anyway, Lori lives down the street. Great gal. But anyway, the that battery was totally dead. So, oh hey, thanks for sending me that link, Dave. Cool, I'll check it out. So anyway, that battery was totally dead, and I went to so I've seen I've seen a couple guys like they've got their live scope on, they're filming video and everything, and then the live scope goes off and they panic, right? And it's like, oh my god, we got to go back and get another battery. Well, I didn't have that option, so we went on about our business, and we'd only caught maybe 4 fish before the live scope went off, and then I kind of went to my backup strategy, audio streams, current. Oh, never mind. I went to my backup strategy, which was basically sitting on a bridge, right? So, much as I don't like doing it, I found that later in the day those bridges kind of clear out a little bit. So, and this was on Ren Lake. So, like I say, I found that later on in the day, it's like I guess everybody catches all their fish and leaves, or they don't catch anything and they leave. But and I think too was that, yeah, I think that was also second season for deer hunting. So there were probably a lot of guys out that would normally be out there sitting on those bridges that were out deer hunting that weekend too. So wasn't too bad. We ended up with 21 fish on the day, and I'm still waiting for Mr. Victor to send me a picture of those fish. He was supposed to, and then said he had a problem with his phone. So still waiting on that. But yeah, Victor. Okay. So anyway, no, that's so after the battery issue happened, then I'm, oh my gosh, that battery's dead, right? Because one of them, they were used batteries to begin with. The guy that got them from had acquired them from his workplace. So, however that worked out, but they may have been already had some abuse on them, right? So I was like, man, I only got 1 battery. So I panicked. I ran up to Lowe's that night and bought 2 new batteries and a charger, $200. Okay, so and then went to charge up all those batteries and stuff earlier this week to get ready for fishing yesterday, and the that battery that I suspected was totally dead apparently charged. So it may have been a situation where the guy who put the battery charger didn't do it very well and it didn't charge. I don't know. It wasn't like seated all the way down in the charger or something. So we shall see. But needless to say, I've got enough. If that battery holds up, I've got enough batteries probably last me 2 days now. So, which might be advantageous if I'm going out of town fishing. So that way I don't have to drag extra battery chargers and stuff with me. But we shall see. And what else did we do with that? So But the live scope is kind of, so it did that to me. And then yesterday, it didn't want to power it. It powered up, but it didn't want to power up the black box, the controller. So every time when I started up my monitor, my 93SV, it would show all the options, but it wouldn't show the panoptics option, right? So it's like the black box wasn't working, and then at first it wouldn't power up at all because apparently one of my SAE connectors had come loose. I guess I got to tape those to make sure they don't pull loose again. But so yeah, it's been an adventure trying to just make sure that thing works, and then figuring out how to use it on top of it. So anyway, so hopefully we get better at that. And I spent most of yesterday just tinkering with it and trying to figure it out and spotlight some fish, and we did, but they weren't biting. We'll get to that. But that's all I've got on the live scope subject. Somebody else joined me on YouTube. Who do I have? Who do I have on YouTube? Got David. Got two. I've got two on. Oh, they dropped. I scared them off. Okay. So anyway, so currently, then let's see. We'll talk about what's going on the YouTube channel. So, got a video up that I posted on Wednesday, I think, and it was a lot of fun. I went fishing with Blake Ray and Jason Dudley from Buckbrush Fishing Guides out at Wren Lake, and they fish a lot of other lakes besides Wren Lake too. But Wren's kind of his home lake. He grew up there, so. But we went out there. I went out there fished with them. That was like October late. It's like the week of Halloween, and just had a bang up day with them. And then they Blake, who is a jig maker, I've come to find out, and we were using his jigs all day to fish with. He brought his dog along. His dog is I get a kick out of her. She's like his fishing partner, right? And boy, she sat on the back of his boat, and I mean she's like super still. It's like she's a pointer, right? She's really super still. He's fishing up front, watching him, and then that he'd get a hit and drag a fish out, boy, and she'd jump up on her feet and get that tail wagging, and she's got a big smile on her face, and she's like, "Way, yay, we caught a fish!" It was super cool. She's awesome. Really cool dog. I really got a kick out of watching that. I would have wished I'd have got more of that on video, but I didn't think about it at the time. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. And then my next video, and that video is actually doing rather well, so I might have to do more like that. No. Yeah. Yeah, she kind of resembles Remy in a way. She's real super sweet. But anyway, that's we got. Oh, so my next video I just started working on this morning. It's probably gonna be, like I said, I gotta use it. I gotta work a bunch of overtime this week, so it'll maybe be later this week or Sunday of next week. I don't know yet, but and it's kind of just I went through a period where I was fishing, but I wasn't really filming a whole lot because I wasn't really catching a whole lot. So kind of lost interest in shooting video when I wasn't really catch anything. So, but I went out with uh, me and Victor got together. As one of the follows me on the page and YouTube. Um, me and him got together, went out to Ren Lake and fished one day. And I think we caught 4 fish. And so I kind of that half-heartedly filmed, and I got a little bit on video, but not much. And then the following weekend, I went out to Ren Lake again. We That was the weekend there was a veterans event hosted by the AmVets Outdoors, and I volunteered to basically take somebody out fishing during the event, right? So kind of sort of like a guide type of thing, even though I'm not a guide. So, um, and I kind of pre-fished it the day before the event, so I'd have an idea if I could catch some fish or not. And I think I caught 8 or 9 fish. It wasn't great, but I filmed that day. I didn't film the day of the event. Um, I didn't know that the organizers would be kosher with that, so I just kind of left it alone. But got to fish with a real nice guy named Don Jones. Carmel, Mount Carmel, Illinois, something like that. So had a good time. Didn't catch many fish, but that was kind of par for the course for the entire event, really, because the wind was blowing like crazy. You had to kind of hide out of the wind, and a lot of guys were up on the north end of the lake fishing in the stumps and stuff in kind of wind protected areas. And hey, Mr. Terry, how you doing, buddy? But uh, that's not a type of fishing I've done before. I kind of followed him up there just to see if I could same thing, and not a type of fishing I've done really up there. So um, I ended up breaking off a transducer mount on the back of my boat during that because the water was really low and I got caught on stuff. I didn't know what I was doing, so um, kind of beat some stuff up on the boat that day. So I kind of took those 2 days that I went up there without a whole lot of success and put them all. I'm going to put them all in one video, kind of the lost the lost um, the lost Ren Lake fishing videos or something to that effect. So not going to be a whole lot to see in it, but I'll make a little fun of myself not being able to catch fish. So that's kind of where I'm at with it with the next video. But I got a bunch of other stuff filmed, and I just got to put it together. Filmed yesterday with Mo Fisher, and then went out with Mo Fisher and Victor last weekend too, and we caught some fish. So it's gonna be its own episode too. So got a bunch more stuff I got filmed. I just gotta put together. So that's all about that. And then so wanted to talk about what I got planned for next year. So we're framing up on 2021, and 2020 can't end fast enough, if you ask me. Fishing's been good this year, and video stuff's been good this year, but kind of the rest of the pool league's not been good this year. Some of the things I like to do are kind of on hold at the moment. Besides fishing. So I was debating earlier in the year if I wanted to do the fishing thing while this was all going on, and obviously I have, but and I'm glad I did because it would have been a terrible year without fishing. I mean, seriously. So that's what I got. So for 2021, let's see what I've got planned. So I'm Bo Fisher and I are going to get together and go to Truman Lake in um, late March, early April. Joined. Hey, Carrie, how are you? So anyway, so we're going to Truman Lake in. For those not familiar, it is kind of sandwiched in between Lake of the Ozarks in central Missouri and Kansas City, and it's a great crappie fishery. They got walleye. They got lots of stuff there. So um, we're planning on going there for like 3 days, and hopefully Shelly's not watching because Donnie's talked to her about it yet. But that could be tragic, couldn't it? Um, but yeah, so we're doing 3 days basically on spring break 2021 at Truman Reservoir, late March, early April, or more early April. So I think we're fishing April 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. So um, looking for advice because I've never been there before. So I think we're gonna kind of do a real foot thing. I'm gonna haul the camper up there. Donnie's gonna pull the boat, and uh, we're gonna fish for 3 days and come back home. So so we got that in the works, and then planning our annual Reelfoot Lake trip. Um that's going to be the middle of May. Excuse me, Donnie. So that's going to be the middle of May. So that's going to be May 9th through the 16th. So KR, if you get a look at this, try to schedule, be there. I'd like to meet you guys. So um, so May 9th to the 16th, we get there on the 9th. We come home on the 16th. So planning on spider rigging and really trying to get serious about working on the gills. I know the last time we went down there for the week, gills weren't doing much. They were running a little late. Um, that would have been spring of 2019. I went last year, but just for a day. I spider rigged for one day, and then so I really want to get after those real quick gills again this year, as well as doing some spider rigging, of course. I think this will be the first adventure there with the new boat, uh, and so that should be interesting because sorry, my leg is cramping up. So that should be interesting with the new boat because I'm building building the ultimate spider rigging machine. Boat could be a couple feet longer probably, but basically I'm going to have it set up with I got 3 seats in it. Three people can spider rig out of it. Still got a tiny bit of work to do to pull that off, but got all the equipment for it. So Ray, if you're watching, I'm dragging you down to Reelfoot next year. We're gonna do some spider rigging. Count on it. I'm gonna twist your arm, buddy. So, but yeah, we're gonna have it set up where 2 guys in the front, 2 guys or gals in the front, spider rigging, and then one in the back, kind of off to the side. And I've got an anchor system that I'm installing hopefully this week. Get that in place, and then we should be loaded for bear for the spider rigging thing down there. Run 12 poles. That ought to be interesting. But you know, 8 we do good with 8. 12 would be better. Although there might be some snags in the back, who knows? But uh, should be a good time. And as bonus, Donnie and I talked yesterday about perhaps, maybe, if conditions are right, peeling off a day of our real foot experience to do a day trip to Grenada Lake in Mississippi. Uh, so that would it's about a three plus hour, 3.5 hour drive from Reelfoot in Tennessee. So, but it's better than a 8 hour or 6 hour drive. It'd be more like 7 hour drive from here to Grenada. So it's kind of one of those. Hey, we're gonna go down there and play, see if we can find something, but we're not gonna know what we're doing. So, don't want to dedicate a bunch of days to it and come home with no fish, right? So, but Grenada, for those who are not initiated, is kind of the land of the Mississippi Giants. They have giant crappie there, so we're gonna try to get in on some of that action. But so we shall see. It's a work in progress, and have to do some research as to whether or not the what the conditions are going to be like mid-May, because Mississippi, the spawns they're probably going to be in post-spawn mode, so that may mean fishing other areas of the lake or deeper water or something. So I'm going to have to do some research as to what might be the best approach for fishing at Grenada that time of year. Pardon me, I got a little dry there, but so yeah, it's like I say, shaping up to be a good year, provided things are, vaccines work and things aren't all totally shut down and good stuff like that, right? So, fingers crossed, right? But then, so we got that on the work, on plans, and then of course, be fishing a lot local and trying to get familiar with some of the other lakes. So, Kincaid, Carlisle, Shelbyville. I want to spend some time at Shelbyville this year because got they got walleye. Go walleye fishing too. Do some throw some crankbaits or some worm rigs or what have you. So walleye and sauger, boy, those things are tasty. So maybe try to catch a mixed bag. And what else do I want to do? I want to do so much stuff this year, guys. I mean, it's just there's so many places I want to go and do and see, and I guess I need to be retired to really pull a lot of that off. But so I want to get Truman, maybe a couple times, depending on how things go. I want to go back down to Bull Shoals, do some more trolling like I did last year. Kind of try to get that dialed in. But with the bigger boat, I'm be less shy about getting out on the main lake, right? So that could prove advantageous in that situation. But and what else we got? So Table Rock's possibility. Always do pretty good spider rigging down. Oh, I want to get to Mark Twain Lake. They also have walleye, so I hear. I don't know what the walleye fishing's like, but crappie and walleye at Mark Twain, Shelbyville. I'm probably missing. I know there was a couple smaller lakes I want to visit, and then what I'm really wanting to do this year is, since I got the live scope, there's some smaller lakes and stuff that I've fished for years that I could probably get a better picture of what structure's like and everything in those smaller lakes. One in particular I want to try is Devil's Kitchen Lake down in southern Illinois. That thing is just I mean, the entire lake is basically nothing but standing timber and like 80 feet of water. So I think the live scope would prove advantageous at that lake. What I noticed when I fish there is um, kind of fishing, like we do a lot of casting jigs there, right? But and you catch a lot of small fish when you're doing that. But down there once last spring, and actually was kind of doing some vertical stuff on most of those fish you're catching when you're casting like that are black crappie. As a matter of fact, all of them are. But I started doing a little bit of vertical jigging on some of those trees and caught one really nice big white crappie. And so I was like, that's interesting. I think, you know what? I think Ray may have caught a couple of white ones on his cricket thing. We're down there a couple of years, but seems like the white crappie are a lot bigger than the black ones. So we're gonna endeavor to try to utilize live scope to coax a few more out of that lake and see what we can do. So that's about it. And then I want to do, like, say, more trolling this year. Kind of enjoy the trolling crankbait thing. So do some more trolling, try to catch some more walleye, pulling cranks for crappies, and probably do. Like I said, I really need to get back to the bluegill though, right? Because the last couple of years I've really not focused on them a whole lot. I've had a couple of days where I went out and caught some, but not really done very well, to be honest. And after all, I am the panfish guy, right? So need to. My YouTube channel has been kind of heavy on crappie content, which is panfish, right? But really like to catch those big slab bluegill too. So part of our trip at Reelfoot, we're going to focus on that. And then I got to find some other locations and stuff to try to get on them up here. I've got a little lake that I go to that usually do pretty well, but I think the secret might be out, and they're just like just killing them up there. So when I get there, there's nothing left. So, um, but that's about that. So when I get on some more than big bluegill, what else we gonna do? That kind of covers my notes. Do have a couple things coming up that, and I guess I could say these are a teaser. So, I've got a fellow that I fished with a while back who we've actually talked about. There's a particular type of jig I like for bluegill fishing, and the manufacturer who makes them anymore is they like mass produce them. They like have I don't know, do it. I'd say it. I don't know if they do it like out of the United States or not, but uh, they've gone to a mass production thing on those jigs, and frankly, they're kind of crap these days. They really they come apart after basically five or 10 fish. They don't make them near the quality that they used to back when they made them. So, but there was a particular style of one that I just caught thousands of bluegill on, and like to get my hands on some of those. So I talked to one of the guys I fished with just a while back who makes jigs, and he's like, "Hey, I can make you one of those probably." So we're gonna work on see if he can make me some of those jigs. So that'll be cool, or some a version of those jigs, a variety of them. So ought to be pretty cool, and can't wait to get to that. And then I may have a um, how do I say it? Kind of a new partnership for gigs for next year. Um, Talked to a fellow a while back who's interested in maybe doing some collaboration on on some stuff, and I think he was going to send me a care package and see if we can do some collaboration, some promotion stuff. So um, more to come on that. I can't really say a whole lot about it till I make it happen. But we're working towards that. But yeah, I'm 40 minutes in, and I thought I'd fill up an hour with this, but I guess I didn't. Got 2 on YouTube. Who's on YouTube? Dave, you still there? Say something. Say something. But no, so we're, like I say, kind of making plans for next year. Should have the boat. Should have all my boat improvements done. And I say that with a grain of salt, but I might find another toy but should have all of my boat improvements done later this week, and then do a kind of a walk, kind of a video of, hey, this is all my stuff, and these are the improvements I did, and there is one thing I gotta figure out in the battery compartment. The battery compartment's a little bit weird with the way the batteries are set in there, so I'm gonna have to dig in there and probably pull some stuff out and reconfigure that, but we'll see how that goes. Beyond that, I think that's about all I got. Who else we got on YouTube? Lori took off. Oh, Charles. Hey Charles, how you doing? Merry early Christmas. And Russell. Hey Russell, how you doing? I have to knock my phone off here. So, no, we're like I say, about done with all the boat improvements and just kind of getting it situated. I might have to get my I've got I don't even know what the device is called, but posted some pictures of front of my boat. It's almost like a bra thing on the front of it. That being it's a metal boat, John boat, it's a little bit noisy when waves hit up against it. So this bra thing is supposed to kind of deflect the waves and reduce the noise. It's called something slap, water slap, wave slap, something to that effect. But basically, it's a noise reduction thing, right? And one that came with the boat is I've gotten it caught on the boat trailer a couple times. Uh, Charles, I wish I could say I was, but Charles asked me if I'm going fishing at Ren Lake this week. Probably on Saturday, but my schedule right now is I work strictly Monday through Friday, but working like 65-hour weeks right now. So um, Ren Lake being an hour and a half away, it's not like I can slip away for an evening thing either. So um, I'm going Saturday, weather permitting, but not Wednesday or Thursday, unfortunately. Are you headed out there, Charles? Is that what you got going on? I could probably give you some tips if you need them. you know, fishing tips are free, right? But no, be going out there Saturday. I'll probably headed out there the next few Saturdays until the water gets super cold. I fished there through probably the second week of January last year. Uh, but like I say, my schedule doesn't allow me to get out during the week unless I plan vacation. But I already burned that up this year, so gotta do it for next year. But no, I think that's all about I got. I just want to got the live scope thing going on, so I gotta working on figuring that out and trying not to fish bridges at Ren Lake as much as fun as that is, and it is fun. Boy, you just sit there and bang, bang, bang. But uh, I gotta learn other David, something. Okay, good deal. Um, but I got to learn other techniques besides that and other areas to fish. So, uh, oh, sure what that icon is. Oh, never mind. But no, so like I say, just making plans for 2021 and getting my masterpiece boat done. Ah, I see. Uh, you know what? We should do that, Charles. But if you're still at the mill, I'm assuming then, because that sounds like a mill schedule. uh, I know Scott kind of has that same thing going on. Um, let's give me a send me a message, Charles, and we'll see if we can. Yeah, okay. Well, that's what I figured when you said that. But send me a message. We'll see if we can't do something. Like say my schedule only allows a Saturday, so I'll probably be getting up there the next Saturday or Sunday. But I'll probably be getting up there to the next few weekends. So uh, until like I say until all the shad die off and the crappie leave the bridges up there. So as long as you can stand it, I guess. But so yeah, if you wanna get together on it, absolutely we can do that. You're just right around the corner. So um, but yeah, we'll do that. But send me a message on Facebook and we'll see if we can get something together. So and I've got room for three in the boat these days and off on the Saturday after Christmas. That'll work. I got no plans. So yeah, we can work that out, provided the lake's not frozen or crazy crap like that. So yeah, we can do that. And we're not doing anything specific for Christmas. Just hanging out here, and we're not. I think we're supposed to go to in-laws, but that's TBD type of thing with all the stuff going on, right? Uh, may or may not happen, but no, I got no plans for that Saturday other than probably trying to go fishing. That would work. That would work. All right. So anyway, send me a message. We'll firm that up. And but I think that's all I got for today. They just try to do this every other Sunday and shoot breeze and talk about fishing and listen to me drone on and on. But so we got some good stuff coming up, and next year, hopefully, working on trying to build the subscribership to the YouTube channel, and maybe at some point make a little bit of fundage from. Yeah, you should do that, Charles, because I've been guilty of not checking my better half schedule and got in trouble for it. Make sure you do that. Um, but where was I going? Yeah. Oh, the YouTube thing. So hopefully we build up enough on YouTube that we uh, can maybe make some funds from YouTube and or um, that would help greatly in basically if I ever do make any money on YouTube, most of it most if not all of it's going to go back into doing stuff for the YouTube channel, whether that's equipment or camera equipment or what have you, or funding trips to trips to other destinations and stuff like that. And by the way, Charles, I'm glad you're on too, because I was saying earlier I'm planning a trip to Truman later this year, so I need some I need some 411 from you, man. So we'll get together on that, because I know you've hit that up before. So need all the fishing tips I can get going to a new lake. So, but that's it. That's all I really got going. Just wanted to get on, like say, every other Sunday, and schedule this on YouTube every other Sunday, and then provided I'm not busy with something. Things have kind of slowed down since we got done with our house rehab stuff, so should be able to stay on that pretty regular now. And but we will do this again in a couple of weeks. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to head out now. And Charles, send me that message. Thanks everybody for joining. And yeah, you have a great day. Happy Sunday.